music intro starting next Saturday night. But folks, I want to take you to the world premiere of one of his new videos called Berserk. Take a listen. Hey, Marshall, when you did that?
Yeah, sorry. Live TV. Live TV freaks me out a little bit.
No.
Yes, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Y'all better stop playing with me, man. Yo. Bruh. Yo, it's getting spooky out here, bruh. Yo, my name French Dose, man. And we about to talk about it. This is Master G here from the Sugar Hill Gang. A lot of people acting like y'all never saw this before, right? But now cloning is very serious now all over the world. We know that it's a fact. It's official. They cloning these celebrities, bro. Look at Martin Lawrence. Look at Master G. Let's get into some more pictures, bro. Y'all better stop playing with me, man. Martin Lawrence, you remember you messaged me and left a comment, right? You remember you responded to me, right? You know you watching. A lot of you celebrities watching. Hey, yo, Cat Williams, what's up, bro? Remember you got upset with me exposing you in my comment section? French Dose is lit out here, bro. And they trying to shut me down. They trying to shut me down, but it ain't gonna stop, bro. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. I do this for educational and entertainment purposes only. Leave it in the comments and hit the like button. They is cloning these celebrities, bro. What more proof do you need? That's too close. They say everybody got a person that look like them, right? Well, Martin got millions of people looking like him. These people are cloned, bro. They cloned, man. Pay attention, bro.
If you go to the hospital today and get an encephalogram, what's that? That's the memory of your conscious mind. It's on the CD. Let's download it on this being. Now we got a walking, talking duplicate that has the total memory that you have because we just took it off of your own mind.
Okay, it's like Blade Runner, the android.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. The only thing is that it's like this DVD recorder. Sometimes you have glitches in it, so you have to have them tuned up occasionally or redone. And so we take them to Camp David, or there's a wing at Bethesda Hospital, to just tell you. If you go down there and check, you'll find the nurses, if they're willing to come forth, they'll tell you they work on those people, and they call them the others. I thought it was interesting. They're people. Remember, these people can think and act, but they don't have soul. That's also prophesized.
Right,
Soulless
that's
beings.
true. That's true.
You got it? I got it. One bag? You might as well take the bag, goddammit. You need a water?
Good morning. Would it be possible to clone? Our administration believes that there are loopholes that could allow the cloning of human beings if the technology were developed. Therefore, today I am issuing a directive that bans the use of any federal funds for any cloning of human beings. Effective immediately, no federal agency may support, fund, or undertake such activity. Of course, a great deal of research and activity in this area is supported by private funds. That is why I am urging the entire scientific and medical community, every foundation, every university, every industry that supports work in this area, to heed the federal government's example. I'm asking for a voluntary moratorium on the cloning of human beings until our Bioethics Advisory Commission and our entire nation have had a real chance to understand and debate the profound ethical implications of the latest advances. As we gain a fuller understanding of this technology, we must proceed not just with caution, but also with a conscience. By insisting that not a single taxpayer dollar supports human cloning, and by urging a moratorium on all private research in this area, we can ensure that as we move forward on this issue, we weigh the concerns of faith and family and philosophy and values, not merely of science alone. Thank you very much.
Read the card when you're ready and with increasing enthusiasm, and then allow your face to return back to neutral.
Today, I'm building 7 secret rooms in my house. But the catch is, they're all in one color.
Again, smile this time.
Today, I'm building 7 secret rooms in my house. But the catch is...
Okay, one more time, frustrated this time, like it really bothers you.
Today, I'm building 7 secret rooms in my house.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel.
Yeah, we do have some footage here of some of the well-known creations that have come out of your lab. Let's take a look.
Yes, well, that's model 6831-A, publicly known as Mitchell Musso, standard male base with a type 3 skin pigmentation.
Wow.
And that's model 6831-B. We give him slightly thicker eyebrows and type 5 skin.
Well, so it's sort of like putting a puzzle together there.
Exactly, exactly.
Amazing.
Okay, here we've got some of the images of some of the newest models. We're going to be seeing a lot of these kids in the future.
It really looks like you have someone for every kid in America to love
Well, that's
here.
the idea, Tracy. Our writers find it very liberating. For example, our new model, Haley, is a singing, dancing, snowboarding, half Japanese, half Indian girl.
Wow.
Not finding her in reality would be impossible.
Right, but sounds...
A clone is a person that acts some particular way, and then overnight turns into a total being that he wasn't. This particular person now, you can't tell her from Dinah Shore. Everything she had, so she want to have Mark Furman on her show, she'll have it on her show. Because she been dead, bro. Oprah Winfrey. Working for the secret society. You got the secret society, NBC, secret society, or CBS. Anytime they give you multi-billions of dollars, millions of dollars, and he gives money, give $20 million to the Rockefeller College spellers. Go back and look at Uptown Saturday Night. Go back and look at Doggone Let's Do It Again. That person and the person you see now known as Bill Cosby is a total different entity. You don't lose that kind of identity, I don't give a damn how old you get. So, here's how they advance secret society. They sacrifice the doggone trust. Because the key is, you don't get up there now unless you agree to do a sacrifice. Either you gotta go down on them. So, with Will Smith, they got cloning.
Everything about these characters is the same. The only difference is the era. You know, these characters get recycled so much. All of those old celebrities from the 1900s have young characters today that are pushing out agendas. Right here, they look exactly alike.
So if I ever shave my face again, you'll know.
Yeah, then I watched everybody, like, talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead.
It isn't clones, it's worse than that. Everyone's talking about celebrity clones, but what if it isn't cloning, but something else entirely that's been happening for over 4,000 years? Hey, just a fun speculative theory made out for entertainment purposes only. You know how it goes. Outspoken celebrity speaks up against the industry, and then all of a sudden they look and act completely different. Most recently, Jim Carrey, who for the longest time was known as the anti-Hollywood celebrity, vehemently speaking out against the entertainment industry and global elites in interviews, red carpets, and late night shows, under the guise of the jester, as Jim Carrey primarily starred in comedic roles. So he was free to speak his mind and everyone just laughed it off as a joke. And now in 2026, we saw him looking and acting completely different at the Caesar Awards in Paris, which are kind of like the French version of the Oscars. And nothing about his appearance makes any sense. To start, his face is completely different. Like, this doesn't even look like him anymore. His eyes too, eyebrows, eye color, and just his overall gaze. It's almost like someone else is in control of his body. People say he just got plastic surgery, which is possible and pretty common in Hollywood, but like, this is Jim Carrey. He was literally known as the man with the rubber face. His ability to stretch and contort it into the craziest expressions was one of the defining characteristics of his entire career. Getting plastic surgery in his face just goes completely against who he is. People noticed he also used his right hand to sign autographs, even though he's a known lefty, and his signature didn't look the same. And just overall, everything about this was just very un-Jim Carrey. Like, these elitist award shows is exactly the type of stuff that he mocked for years. And now this is how he's talking?
Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French. So, you know, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy, but, you know, it's Yeah.
Really? That's Jim Carrey, the guy that threw up all-seeing eye triangles on Jimmy Kimmel? Apparently not, because shortly after this appearance, some makeup artist came out and said that it was actually him in a Jim Carrey mask at the show in place of him, so it was all an act. As Jim Carrey has admitted in the past to using stand-ins to cover for him when he has to be somewhere that he doesn't want to be.
I've done this a few times now, and it's using a decoy. It's fantastic.
Like a Jim Carrey double.
Jim Carrey double.
Oh, yeah.
So, debunked, right? Well, it later turned out that makeup artist's mask was actually AI, and he made the whole thing up as a viral publicity stunt. It wasn't him. Jim Carrey's publicist even spoke out and confirmed that that was really Jim at the French award show. This is now official confirmation. So what happened to him? Why does he look so weird? And why does this happen so often in the entertainment business? As he's just one of many celebrities that have gone through a very similar character transformation. Of course, there's Kanye, who very openly spoke up against the system and the powers that be. He even once said that if he ever disappears and comes back, that's not gonna be him anymore, which is exactly what happened when in late 2022, he went missing for several weeks and then he comes back looking and behaving different. Many others went through the same thing after opposing the industry and then disappearing, like Dave Chappelle, Jamie Foxx, and Gucci Mane. Even influencers like Mr. Beast and Kai Cenat, people are claiming just don't look like themselves anymore. The theory here is that when a celebrity is on the rise and gains enough fame that their influence over the masses becomes too great, the higher-ups need a way to control them to stick with their narrative. They usually have easier ways of doing this, like giving them more money, fame, opportunities, women, or potentially blackmailing them with visits to a certain island. When all else fails, they unalive them and use their DNA to make a clone that is now compliant with their narrative. Remember, just a theory, but if this video gets shadow banned, it just kind of further suggests that it might not be. Because cloning is possible. We've successfully cloned the first mammal, Dolly the sheep, over 30 years ago in 1996. Then in 2002, a company called Clonaid held a global press conference claiming they've successfully cloned a human named Eve.
I'm very, very pleased to announce that the first baby clone is born. She was born yesterday at 11:55. She's fine. We call her Eve.
Which officially on record turned out to be a hoax, but technically speaking, the technology is there to clone humans. In 2018, Chinese researchers successfully cloned 2 monkeys, and then again another in 2024. As we know, human and monkey DNA aren't so far off from each other, so we can do it. Our main obstacle to actually performing public human cloning trials are the ethical and morality concerns behind it. But historically speaking, that never stopped underground black ops research projects from doing so. Because then we have all the famous celebrities with doppelgangers all throughout history. There's just way too many of them, and for such a small subset of well-known people today to have so many lookalikes with a similarly small subset of historical figures that actually got their portraits made, which was a very rare thing back then, makes 2 tiny subsets of humans with an extraordinarily high rate of crossover with each other, and well, the odds just don't add up. Almost like they're cloning celebrities that they reuse over and over again all throughout the course of history. And the further back in time we go, the less the idea of scientific cloning and DNA splicing makes sense. So we enter the bottom of the iceberg of this theory. Cloning is just the cover story. And this has been happening for thousands of years. Debunkers, you might want to skip this one. With civilizations like the Canaanites who practice human sacrifice to their pagan gods like Moloch and other dark rituals over 3,000 years ago. Among these were said to have been soul transfer rituals, or what they sometimes referred to as passing through the fire, where they would harvest the life force of their human victims, and then allow the spirits of other entities that weren't human to enter their bodies, creating people that look human but are actually filled with the spirit of some demonic entity. Black magic type stuff, divination, and they say these practices never stopped. And now, whenever a person with great influence speaks out or gets too famous, it's said they take them under one of these rituals, where they keep their body for the most part, but are now possessed with some otherworldly being, and so act and even look a little different than they used to. These otherworldly beings are said to be evil spirits, demons, or fallen angels. The most famous of which was Lucifer, a former angel who fell from heaven due to pride, wanting to be worshipped like a god. And it's said that Lucifer brought down 1/3 of all angels with him. Back then, they referred to angels as the stars in the night sky, with fallen angels being stars that have descended to the earthly realm. And what is it that we call famous celebrities today? movie stars, pop stars, superstars, rock stars. Hollywood is filled with symbolism of stars, which is even depicted in their famous Walk of Fame, a star for each celebrity. And what happens to stars in Hollywood? They get borderline worshipped and idolized by the public, just like the fallen angels from heaven wanted to be. And where exactly is Hollywood found again? LA, Los Angeles, which literally translates to the Angels, famously nicknamed the City of Angels, sometimes even cynically referred to as the City of Fallen Angels. Now, these pagan rituals performed by the Canaanites are a historically proven fact. We have many historical records that openly talk about it. There's no debate there. Whether those practices actually did possess humans with evil spirits, or whether they're actually continuing those same practices in the stars we know today is the real question.
He a clone. You know, when he caught that case, they cloned, dog. They made a smaller Rick Ross. Same niggas who did, you know what I'm saying? They cloned him, dude. They cloned you. Oh. You don't even know you're not the real Rick Ross. Oh. You the skinny Rick Ross.
When they said I was a clone, that made me flip in the hospital. That's it. These motherfuckers is trying to clone me. I didn't have a stroke. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed like these. And then I saw me walk into my room. But I'm white. So I see the white me. But he had a Caesar too? Just like all that. The white me. Okay, gotcha. And I'm like, and I'm trying to get their attention. And no one said anything. And I'm like, that's it.
I'm sure there's nothing to see there. I'm sure Jamie Foxx was just being sarcastic. He was just joking about how they tried to clone him, right? But there are a lot of weird things. For instance, where did his head tattoo go? And you've got to admit that he looked very different when he got out of the hospital. I guess that's why he starred in a movie like this right here, because he was telling you truth in plain sight. Or even the fact that he starred in a movie like this, and look at this poster right here, a coffin shape. I mean, come on. But again, I guess Jamie Foxx was just joking in that clip, because again, that's what he does. It's good to see that he's doing so good. What do you think about this? It's always truth in plain sight. Wake up.
I ain't gonna lie, family. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy for this one, but not all skin folk is kin folk. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you heard Jordan Peele when he said, "Get out of us." Y'all kind of took the movie for cinematic purposes. Yes, it was a beautiful movie, and I love those type of movies back in the time, but Spirit told me to tell y'all that not all skin folk is kin folk, because some of these white folks is out here using black people bodies, in case you forget what the whole movie Get Out was about. He just couldn't risk his life trying to actually tell us verbally, so he put it in a movie so some of us can actually understand what's going on and wake the F up. I believe that there's really some black folks walking around with white people's souls and spirits in them right now. And it ain't because they want to be.
But they have done this, like, what's that other one? Her name, from the Fugees, Lauryn Hill. She was all for going to cloning and doing what they do there, as long as she made money and got famous, right? After she did, she wanted out then, and but you know, they don't let people go, and so she started crying all the time when she was there. I can't be in this. I don't want to be in this anymore. I didn't know what it involved when I said that I would join. And so she's crying and everything, and that it was like a downer to them. She really made quite a spectacle of herself, crying and the snot hanging out of her face, everything. It was really pathetic looking. And so then she made this song called I Get Out. Well, she's like, I get out, and I forget the rest of it. But she whined about it so much at cloning, they eventually let her get out. It was rare. It was just because they didn't want to They didn't want to hear it, see it anymore. Like, she went on and on and on. So they just let her leave.
You know, the music industry is just a microcosm of the world. So whenever you stand for something and you stand for goodness and truth, you will always get resistance. That's period. Whether you're in the pharmaceutical industry, the record industry, or whatever. Whenever you stand for truth and for the service, you know, the service of others. See, I could make money very easily. I could make records that are self-indulgent and, you know, basically self-promote me. I could do that. I could do that. Promote myself. That was redundant, but you know what I mean. You know, just do those things. It's very easy. As a matter of fact, you know, lyrically as an MC, that stuff comes easy. But in order to promote something higher, I mean, I feel now, at the ripe old age of 25, that the only thing that I could do is serve others. You understand?
Michael Jackson put him in the hospital, he came back somebody totally different. Hospitals, military, and jails.
I clone Tyrone. A list of things. Food we eat and drink, they putting in it, they experimenting with it. They talking about hair products, they talking about music, how it's programming your mind, kidnapping black people in the hood to run these experiments, to clone them, test out certain programs underground.
They're already cloned. But I had an ex-boyfriend and he was
if you got dialysis, you a clone?
Let me tell you why. He had dialysis. And I used to tell him he's a giant. He's 6'7". He's a giant. He got sick. He dialysis. When I went in one of his appointments was a lady, the nurse. I want to say she had an Australian accent. I tell you, I do readings. So like when I do readings, they tell me stuff that's going to happen in my life. She taking his blood pressure, all that stuff, measure his height. And she's like, so how tall are you? You remember how tall you were? And she looks at me and I look back and I'm just seeing how he is because he start acting funny. Stand here so we can measure you. He was 6'3". He's 6'7". She's like, so you 6'3"? I said, no, he's supposed to be 6'7". She's like, so you must have shrunk. He was like, yeah, I guess I must have shrunk some.
I'm originally born in Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? I moved here in 89. That's 23 years. I caught a charge in 99. And my plan was when I got out, I was gonna start rapping. I had wrote some raps, but I ain't had no beats. I was going to this producer way out in Cobb County. He told me like $2,000 for like 20 beats. And that was my first CD. And I dropped that CD in 2000.
However, though, in 2016 when he got out of prison, this man was a totally different person, which some people literally believe.
You hear me there, Gucci is acknowledged. I wouldn't even support or deny those accusations.
Gone was the bloated and impulsive Gucci man we had formerly been accustomed to, and in his place was this clean-cut, sharply dressed man with a six-pack of abs. And that's when fans started noticing other odd differences too. Some claim that his tattoos looked different, or were missing altogether. And although, depending on which photo you look at, of course though, this theory is also pretty easy to debunk. The weight loss? Gucci was forced to quit drugs in prison and started working out along with cleaning up his diet. Yet, these logical explanations still weren't enough for some, who still firmly believe Gucci's behavior changed too much. Because, again, before prison, Gucci Mane was this out-of-pocket, unpredictable character. Then, after serving nearly 3 years, he came out a totally changed person. But, in reality, this is common when you serve a jail sentence, and even Gucci said so himself.
With getting all them substances out of my body, that made me able to realize, hey, listen, you gotta work out, you gotta eat better. So, the whole thing is just about being more conscious and being more self-aware of what you're doing. Once you're self-aware about what you're doing, then you'll say, hey, listen, I'm not gonna eat that.
Okay. I guess you were born in Jersey?
Yeah. Originally, my first gen. I'm a second gen now. That's why you see the celebrity bursts say I'm born in Toronto, but that's false. My first gen was born in Jersey. However, I was cloned by Clonate in Canada. My model number is 0112568, if anyone wants to see the registration or cloning.
Okay. And what nationality are you?
Sicilian and Puerto Rican.
Okay. Sicilian and Puerto Rican. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that now.
Those are
That's
my
what's
two genomes.
Okay. So who's the Puerto Rican one? Who's the Sicilian one?
When I was cloned, they wiped a lot of memory, but when I stole the documents before escaping, I read that the mother was Puerto Rican and the father is surrogate.
People really didn't believe him until one day he went on Instagram Live.
I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. So, record your screens, clone. Yo, come over here. You want me to do this? Yeah. Go ahead. What y'all gotta say now? You see him? We got the same tattoos, same hair, same genetic structure. Here's my clone. Go ahead. What you gotta say now? I mean, I'll wait all.
Part 6 of why Kodak's a clone. These recent pictures of Kodak don't look like him at all. They say this is the reason why he looks different. But watch this. Second time in a week he's performed without even touching a microphone or saying one word at a performance.
Man, the real Kodak is locked up still. Oh yes, you did that, fam. The real Kodak is locked up still. The real Kodak is in the island. He's on the island somewhere. But I'm not finna expose nothing. That's just what it is.
Nigga, he told y'all. He told y'all. I told the magazines when he said I told the magazines when folks got me in Antarctica. Nigga, you better go listen. Kodak Black told you they don't be when celebrities get locked up, nigga, they ass get took into Antarctica under the ice, nigga, and get programmed and all type of shit, nigga. When they don't do what that contract said. That's why Kodak Black said, I told the magazines they got me in Antarctica. Them folks be digging bonkers up. Them folks got weather control where the hell think Hurricane Harvey from. But they only got 2 more years of slavery to do harm to us, nigga. He said that in 2018, man. He was tapped in with the ancestors, see? And they had y'all thinking he was dumb.
Hey, look, TikTok, hold on. If that's Lady Gaga, who is that? Who is that? If that's... No, run it back one more time.
So now they just got their clones walking around with them.
Look,
and then
now we can't go
Dolly
back.
Parton, here I am. Oh, so now they have their clones walking around with them, but that's not the only one that we saw with a clone walking around. Here we've got Flava Flav, who was confused because Cardi B was up there with him, yet she was also down there dancing around with Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. Huh? So now we've got the clones just hanging out in the open. You guys know this is what Stephanie, Lady Gaga, started off looking like a normal average girly pop. But she sold out to the industry and now she looks like this. Like her head's gonna explode, it's so big for her body, and she's looking like an alien. The point is that I believe all of these people are cloned, and you know, didn't that come out in the files? Didn't they say something like about Britney Spears and some science experiments and stuff that were going on? Yeah, so now they're putting it right in your face. They are walking beside their clones. They are at 2.
So in order for me, in all of this, the hardest test that I had to overcome in my life happened when I was at the age of 50. That's almost at your second Saturn return, they call it. You have a Saturn return. It's like a great awakening at the age.
In today's sci-fi episodes, we have portals and vortexes opening up everywhere. This is no coincidence as we just had the total solar eclipse August 12th, and things are heating up here. We have certain celestial events coming from September through November, so buckle up. This is just the beginning, guys. It's a fun time to be alive. We have a lot to look forward to.
There's rumors out there about this little girl who would get sick and she would start sneezing and disappear. The mother would state that when she was looking at her daughter while she was sick, it was like looking through glass. So this illness that the child had would cause her body to dematerialize. It was times when the little girl would disappear and pop up all around the house and sometime even outside and down the block. The mother would bring her child to many doctors and they would just dismiss this illness. Now we have something in our body called junk DNA. We have a lot of energies that we have been cut off from. And these ancient powers that have been dormant and sleep within us is waking up and we are being activated. So when the little girl was sneezing, she was tapping into her powers, also known as the junk DNA. This is an example of an ancient power that we used to have. We would dematerialize, teleport, and go to different parts of the planet. In these ancient texts, they tell us that we are the gods and goddesses, and that we can do the same things that the gods did. Your true powers are beginning to be unlocked, and you are remembering your ancient ways. And now the gifts will rain down upon you. Peace and Ashe, family. Hope y'all like the lecture.
Just start naming them while
Okay,
we here.
go ahead.
They talking about the food we eat and drink, what they putting in it, they experimenting with it. They talking about hair products. They talking about music, how it's programming your mind. They talking about Black people in the hood to run these experiments, to clone them, to test out certain programs underground that they built underneath the hood, the ghetto, whatever you call it, wherever you from. They're doing all kind of crazy shit with experimenting on these people.
Right.
On Black people specifically.
Right.
And yeah, it's hilarious. The movie's funny. The movie got some, Jamie Foxx is fucking hilarious in it, which I find to be fucking crazy.
Because he cloned.
Because he, supposedly, the rumors came out that he was cloned.
Well, think about it. Don't forget that he had that whole tattoo.
Great.
He don't have that no more.
Yeah.
Same thing with Gucci Mane. His whole tattoo is totally different from the fat Gucci Man. The gel is part of a cloning system. So again, you go back to they cloned Tyrone, right? He said drug dealers, pimps, and hoes. So where are the drug dealers, pimp, and the hoes gonna go? Jail. They're the first ones getting locked up.
And those are the easiest ones to clone.
In the military, because they're not around. Think about everybody that's hospitals. Everybody that switch out. Like Michael Jackson, when they switched, that stuff happened with Michael Jackson. Put him in the hospital, he came back somebody totally different.
If you know, you know.
You're clones. You're copies of people out here in the world.
Our administration believes that there are loopholes that could allow the cloning of human beings.
Why? Some hag trophy wife needs new skin for a facelift, or one of them gets sick and they need a new part. They take it from you.
Kevin Hart's crash, that horrible accident that really, when you see the photos, everyone is wondering how in the world they all survived.
I have a clone. It's about a good 3 of me.
Kevin and the 2 other people were in the car with him.
You've seen people die from far lesser car accidents than that.
The DJs claim that Britney and her boyfriend had been killed in a car crash on a Los Angeles freeway. Within hours, the internet was buzzing with the tragic news. The Dallas radio station responsible, KEGL, has spent the day apologizing on air for the hoax.
In 2004, Britney Spears secretly went to work on some music. She wrote an album that she called Original Doll. There were songs where she was talking about feeling like a manufactured pop star. And then there was Mona Lisa.
She wants you to know she's been cloned.
A few years after that, she released a music video, and the video was about her being cloned.
The whole reason you exist is because everyone wants to live forever. It's the new American dream.
We need to talk about this person.
And there's people out there that are rich enough to pay anything for it.
Every Kardashian has a clone stored in Calabasas.
Am I a clone? How would I know if I was the clone or if I was the real one? I have a clone.
It's like me versus... Whoa, wait, don't give away too much, man.
Yeah, the real Kodak is locked up still. The real Kodak is in an island. It's on an island somewhere.
I know I'm a clone.
Bro, you're a clone.
I'm a third gen.
I have a clone for music. I have a clone for film. I have a clone for my personal life. I have a clone for my family life as well. So that's how it gets done.
I can say clone. I want to say clone. All right, so there's like a clone.
I think you have to. I think you have to. They kill you if you try to walk away, and they clone you.
Sir.
Sir, I have never seen anything like this before.
Hold up.
Once again, clones here outside of J-Bo's Pawn Shop.
Ain't that true, Tyrone?
I mean, they do put the truth in movies, but it's just a theory, right?
How's Kanye? You have
Well,
love
I
for him?
met like 5 or 6 different Kanye.
Do you remember when
The
he was a nerd?
first four was awesome. The last 2 was a little bit.
Couldn't you be like, do a Steve Harvey, be like, enough of this foolishness?
No, music is sort of like a mind your business thing.
This is for all my conspiracy theorists who are noticing what's going on. In this picture, I can see her soul there, and in this picture, I cannot. In this picture, I could see Ariana Grande's soul there. In this picture, not so much. In this picture with Jamie Foxx, same story. You literally can't tell me that it isn't super noticeable when somebody is connected to their soul and when it's missing and then it's absent. Like, honest to goodness, just look at that. Look at his eyes. You can see that there's a soul sitting in the driver's seat controlling him. And here, whew, that is scary, genuinely.
There are many spiritually powerful people that have decided to use it for securing or increasing their power, for manipulation, for control. If you have been gifted with spiritual power, it means that you have been gifted with it to assist, to empower, to help, to heal, to grow and expand the spiritual aspects of mankind. So when you use it for other things, it can be a problem. And in fact, the situation that the world now sees itself in is as a direct consequence of persons who had been gifted with spiritual power and have abused it.
As of this very moment, right now, today, some of y'all possess spiritual powers and don't even know it, right? And one of them spiritual powers is discernment, right? And if you got that, that means your ass is sharp, right? You can cut through the bullshit instantly, like a blade, right? You can read the energy in rooms and people. Some of y'all got that intuition too, right? Now, intuition is a knowing that don't necessarily come from the mind, right? It's a voice in your chest, right? A tug or a pull in your gut, right? You know how sometimes you be like, I just got this gut feeling. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 9 times out of 10, you can manifest too, right? Now, everybody should know what manifest means nowadays, but just in case you don't, here it goes, right? You don't just want things, you will them, right? Now, the timing might not always be when you want it, but when you know something, right, it finds its way to you. And that ain't even the beginning of it, right? That's just the precursor of what's to come, right? Now, if you stay in alignment and continue to grow, right, you will develop something called spiritual telepathy, right? Now, when you get to that point, you ain't just reading people, right? You feeling their thoughts before they even speak. You're going to start tapping into messages without having to read books, watch videos. You ain't going to need ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start hearing from source directly, loud and clear. Now, it's people out here. I see them on TikTok every day. It's people out here that's like that right now. And if you stay on your A game long enough, right, you'll start to develop what is called frequency influence. Now, this is one of the most feared supernatural and spiritual powers out there, right? Because with this power, you can actually affect the weather, right? Electronics, okay? People's moods and events. You hear me? You can do all of that by raising your vibration high enough, right? And holding it steady, right? Some people call it bending. Some people call it resonance. And the last one I'm going to give you for today is timeless vision, okay? Now, when you develop that, you're going to be able to take a peek in the future timelines, okay? Call it what you will, right? But not only take a peek, you're going to be able to understand how to shift them, right? Now, when you get to that point, you're going to damn near be an oracle. Now, with everything I just told you, right, I need you to understand this. All of that comes with a responsibility, okay? You can't just chase the power, man. You have to chase alignment. And if you chase alignment, everything else is going to unfold naturally.
Trying to make you think I was a dirty dish. Now me and God in sync, like Big and J and Nas, the great scapegoat. The lion and the lamb will bow down to the goat. I don't wanna make no more mistakes with my kid. You heard the mixtape my son put out, Kirk did. So
has already started.
It has already started.
Back in the day, it used to cost $50,000. Who knows how much it costs now? If you ever notice a rapper first, everything's fine. Then something goes wrong. They get out of line. They end up in jail. They come back looking totally different. And it's up to us if we're going to let them play in our face or if we're going to go, that ain't him. And then speaking of they clone Tyrone, isn't Jamie Foxx part of that?
He came out looking. They were like, "Where's the tattoo?
Where's his tattoo on the back of his head?"
They showed a picture of him.
He was in like McDonald's or Wendy's or some damn where. It looked like the clone was just testing itself out. Like, yeah, all right, I'm out. Let's see what's going on. I'm happy to be in the world. It seemed like the clone was literally testing himself out. But my thing is, where was the tattoo in the back of his head? And it just makes you wonder, like, do they do this shit to, like, play with us, to, like, see if we know, to see if we still dumb, to see how many of us are dumb, to see how many of us are brainwashed so they can know how many more to continue to brainwash?